Voilà, et là maintenant vous m'entendez, maintenant que OBS veut bien reconnaître mon micro. Donc du coup, je disais bonjour. Donc, voilà, ça... Voilà, chapitre 3, le début. On va y arriver. Donc le chapitre 3, on doit aller voir le docteur Swansea, après avoir examiné l'échantillon de sang qu'on avait trouvé. Après avoir fait une opération qui a malheureusement foiré avec l'infirmière Chaîne. Son bureau, il est là. Je l'avais déjà fouillé, il me semble, son bureau, lui, à lui.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
En y repensant, j'ai peut-être choisi la mauvaise période pour jouer à ce jeu.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Je pourrais faire de Londres mon royaume. Tout sera à moi. Ah, c'est pas con.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Étant donné que c'est moi qui l'ai tué, merci. Allez à l'enterrement de Marie. Ah ben allez. Alors le cimetière de Stonebridge. Est-ce qu'il y a des gens qui ont besoin d'un remède? Tant que j'y suis. Lui il est en bonne santé. Bonne santé. Ah oui, il y avait lui. Je pouvais pas lui donner la dernière fois.
Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear. Good evening, Doc. Do you need Underbrook? Don't take too many, and that is a...
Voilà.
Please show me.
Il vend quoi lui déjà? Ah oui, lui c'est les Les ingrédients... j'ai rien à te vendre. Voilà. Alors du coup, le cimetière de Stonebridge, c'est celui où il y a le poète, là. Alors je m'éloigne, mais c'est fait exprès. Lâche-moi! Je sais même plus si je suis déjà venu là. Alors, par là. Ah, donc c'était pas du tout ce cimetière. Il y a des gens ici qui ont besoin d'un remède. Lui il est en bonne santé, lui ça va. Lui ok. De toute façon la plupart des gens ici je les avais déjà guéris. Putain ils sont niveau 16. Oh. Aïe. Ah, salaud. suis un peu dans la merde. Pas le choix. Oh putain, mais ils sont combien? Un révérend, bah carrément. Oh non mais c'est pas possible ça. Oh mais, mais merde à la fin. Bon, excusez-moi, pardon. Ils sont donnés rendez-vous, c'est pas possible. Voilà. Ah bah tiens, allez, battez-vous entre vous. Ah, moi je parierais plus sur les humains, mais bon. D'accord. Bon, si on peut éviter le fight. Ching. Voilà. Bah c'est pas par là non plus, à moins qu'il y ait une porte qui puisse s'ouvrir. Apparemment non. Bon. Ouh, les shillings. Ah bah oui, non mais moi je veux bien te combattre, mais je peux pas passer. Ah oh, comme ça aussi. Aïe. On va y arriver, je vous le promets. Je sais pas si je peux lancer la lance à travers la... Non. Et encore 2 coups, je pense. Lui, par contre, il va être un peu plus chiant. Mais je peux même pas ouvrir la porte. Allez, plus qu'un. Voilà. Oh, ce bordel. Ah, ça mérite bien un rat.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
J'espère au moins être dans la bonne direction. Je l'avais pas vu lui. C'est pas non plus par là. Ouais, bon, autant affronter les gars là-bas. Cimetière de Stonebridge. Ah bah enfin.
This is despicable.
Ah. Est-ce qu'il y a des gens sympas? Non. Bon alors on est dans un cimetière donc soyons sur nos gardes.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
Ouais d'accord. Ah. Alors, par où je peux passer? Ah tiens, un nouveau refuge, ok. Alors du coup, qu'est-ce que je peux... Est-ce que j'ai de la... oui, non, je sais comment ça marche. Alors, mal de tête, migraine et néphralgie. Ah bah parfait. Là, il me faut quoi? De l'ergotamine. Si tu le dis. Ça, j'en ai pas assez. Ça. Ça non plus. Échantillon de sang vif liquide. Ok. Bon, moi j'ai un remède de chaque. Si je croise des gens, je pourrais les soigner. Donc ça c'est bon. J'ai 375 d'XP. Ça sert pas à grand chose d'aller se coucher. Bon, par contre, j'aimerais bien... Voilà, quoique. Voilà. Ça c'était... Ah, mais c'est les gens de Whitechapel, ça. Ok. Bon, bah si je les croise, je les soigne, sinon...
I have this thirst for blood.
Je vais aller voir à gauche. Je sais pas si je peux rentrer par la gauche. C'est fermé forcément. Merde, comment je peux faire pour rentrer dans le cimetière? En plus, il y a quelqu'un qui a besoin de mon aide. Je me barre, je me barre. Ah mais là je suis déjà passé ici. Attends, il n'y a pas une carte là parce que c'est un peu chiant. Alors. Donc je dois aller là. Moi je suis là. Et forcément, par là je ne peux pas passer. Donc en fait, depuis le début, j'aurais dû passer de l'autre côté. Mais quand tu sais pas ça... bon bah... Puis il n'y a pas de minimap, c'est dommage. Non, pas par là. Ah putain. J'ai pas le temps, foutez le camp. Je suis bien dans la bonne direction, moi. Ouais, ok. Donc faut que je retourne vers l'hôpital. Ouais, c'est bon. Alors ici, je continue et c'est la prochaine à gauche. Ah là, ils sont 4. Le mec il m'enchaîne. Ok. Ishing.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Je vais essayer de trouver la personne qui appelait à l'aide. Elle était en bas du mur. Ouais, par là. Veuve en détresse, ah oui. Non mais oh oh oh, on se calme là.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much
À tes
for
souhaits.
helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Bon, bah écoute, bon courage. Est-ce qu'il y a des choses à récupérer ici? Oh, quelle horreur.
It's locked.
Que dalle. Eh oui. Non mais ça va pas, non? J'ai choisi la bonne ulti, hein. Franchement elle est trop bien.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Je regarde s'il n'y a pas des trucs à choper, hein, quitte à aller dans un cimetière autant tout piller. Non.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. This is despicable.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Ils sont pas hyper expressifs les visages. Hein.
One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
I'm learning. Every night is a new lesson. What I am, what I must do to survive. But my sister, she shouldn't have suffered because of my weakness.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries. And time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
F. F, F, F. Bon. Et ben on va aller se confesser. Et là forcément le portail est ouvert. Oh puis non, tiens, je vais les affronter.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience
Il était bien gros.
with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Shit, that leech is fast!
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
Pasteur Joseph Larapie. Pas besoin d'un confident. Oh, ça peut toujours aider, hein.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Bon, après, je peux lui dire que c'est ma sœur, il me connaît pas.
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
Ça là c'est un peu nul comme réponse.
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Par contre, si t'ouvres ta gueule...
There. I confessed.
Ça va mal se passer.
Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Ah, il veut un truc contre la fatigue, lui. Alors lui, je l'aime pas, mais on va le soigner juste pour l'XP. Ah, tiens.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is as depraved as Jezebel, and she deserves the same fate.
Really? Why is that?
This woman runs no medical facility, but a temple to the false prophets of science and debauchery. And she has many accomplices, I heard.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Don't you fear
Faith?
Ouais, tiens.
No doubt.
Voilà.
I have heard it.
Ah, ces deux-là, ils sont fatigués, mais je crois que j'ai plus assez de... J'en avais qu'un. Tant pis.
I'm cheap and I'm...
Steady, boys. We've got one of them.
Oula, c'est quoi ça?
Remember your vows, friends. The beast
Vas-y le vampire. Merde. Battez-vous, moi je vais m'occuper de lui. Bon, je vais me barrer, hein.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you. Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
C'est un certain ego.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Ouais, mais je sais pas où je peux en trouver de l'eau. Du coup, est-ce que je peux créer pour la fatigue? Augmente la régénération d'endurance de 50%. Ouais, mais je trouve que l'endurance encore, je me débrouille pas trop mal. Alors, petit morceau de poignée de qualité. Morceau de poignée de qualité. Ok, faudrait que je m'en souvienne. En termes d'XP, j'ai pas grand chose.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Surtout pour ça. Allez, fous-moi le camp. C'est pas parce qu'on a la même coupe de cheveux que tu as le quart de mon charisme.
By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Dans son bureau, j'avais dit qu'il n'y avait plus rien.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Ah merde!
I found her room like a slaughter.
La vieille!
Blood everywhere.
Elle parlait mal, mais elle me faisait rire.
Taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Merde.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Donc le mec que tu sauves au début du jeu, il a buté la vampe. Est-ce qu'il y a des gens qui ont besoin de remèdes par ici? Apparemment tout le monde va bien, va bien, va bien, va bien, va bien. Je sais pas pourquoi il y avait un œil avec lui. Alors attends, est-ce que je peux aller dans la chambre? Oula.
What on earth happened here?
Bon, bah au moins on a une piste. Hein.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
Tu veux... Allez, allez. Je te laisse les bras. Merde.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible.
Tu fais du sel avec la jambe?
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
Il était gros.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Thank you, Merlin.
Bon. Ah bah tiens, eux deux.
Hello again, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need medic?
Right, sir.
Throughout history, some dizzy.
Your work.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yes, disabled.
Ah, je lui avais pas parlé à lui. Bah alors, attends, déjà, hop, je vais le soigner.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself.
Fucking wankers, mate. Putain, j'adore l'accent anglais.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All I care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery.
Ah non, c'est pas lui. Non, c'était un autre qui a été coincé sous 2 soldats et les rats ont failli le bouffer. C'était un autre gars.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Oh, c'est mignon.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Ah, ça c'est moins mignon.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Ça on l'a fait, ok.
Goodbye, Mr.
Du coup, Blondinet, le mec en bas il veut ton bout là. Qu'est-ce que t'as à dire sur le sujet?
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
How do you feel about Oswald, Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Oh, c'est mignon. Je dis rien à personne, je peux seulement vous conseiller la prudence. Bah, j'ai envie de lui dire, ouais, faut pas avoir honte, mais... Ah, c'est Dontnod. Ils ont fait un jeu avec une héroïne lesbienne, un trans. Donc rien ne va leur arriver.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Il va rien leur arriver.
Goodbye, Miss.
Du coup, on peut lui dire un machin. Allez, vas-y.
Good evening.
Evening.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Goodbye, Miss.
Je pouvais rentrer là-dedans parce qu'il y avait l'air d'avoir des trucs. Non. Alors, avant de faire la même connerie que la dernière fois, les docks. Dock West. Oh, c'est pas une grosse carte en fait. C'est la première fois que je la regarde, mais Southwark. Ok. Tac, tac, tac. Là, je pourrais passer. Je vais plutôt passer par les grandes routes.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil. We do the
It's
Lord's
locked.
work here. It ain't human.
Bah. Ah bon, d'accord. Très bien. J'ai fait une crise cardiaque. Du coup. Et si je passe par là. Ah, mais non, là c'est encore l'hôpital.
Best be moving on. Look left. We cannot be defeated. Back, demon.
Ah, la lumière de Jésus.
Christ, he's dead. He's dead. Stay back.
Putain, ils font bien mal ces enfoirés. Bon, il y a du monde. Le mieux ce serait de passer par là. Ensuite, par là forcément. Un grand et beau couteau avec un nom gravé sur la lame.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
D'accord. Bon. Bah quand on le verra, on lui retrouvera. Enfin, on lui redonnera. Alors ils sont 1, 2, 3. Okay. Échantillon de sang vif liquide. Ah, cool. Alors ensuite, par là. Non. Par là. Dock de Limehouse.
I must look a fool. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Il croit me faire peur. LOL.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them.
Ah, c'est le patron des bottes, des garçons des bottes mouillées. D'accord, on avait rencontré un mec du gang à Whitechapel.
We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye.
Ok. Bonjour Franck, comment vas-tu mon vieil ami? Ça m'a fait plaisir de voir. D'accord.
You again.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Goodbye. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Ah, c'est une vendeuse.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt, or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Suffolk. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I?
He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
L'amour.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that?
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Qu'est-ce que tu vends, ma poule? Morceau de poignet commun. Non, moi c'est de qualité qu'il me faut. Ressort, graisse. T'as rien de ce que je veux. Par contre...
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. She says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Mais il n'y a que de l'amour dans cette ville en fait. Bon, au moins ici ça m'a l'air d'être un quartier assez safe.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
Ah merde.
Let's be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Bon, on va parler à lui d'abord.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton.
Si tu savais à quel point.
I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Il est en bonne santé.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people.
Oh merde.
Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Ah, ça craint par contre.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
L'ironie.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Je sais pas, il a une bonne tête, moi il me fait rire.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Goodbye.
Ok. Alors. Ah, lui il est fatigué. Voilà, attends.
Good evening, sir. Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside.
Yes.
Take this.
Hey.
Ah, lui je lui avais pas parlé. Eh bah allez.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint.
Bon, tout le monde me dit Tom.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Ah, c'est un goûteur.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks.
How dare you say...
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
No...
Let me
Another time, Pat. Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Goodbye.
Ok. Ah, du coup, tout ce qui est mission secondaire, je l'ai fait si elles sont dans le coin. Si je les fais pas, c'est pas un drame. Elle, est-ce qu'elle a un truc à me dire?
Evening, miss. I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm surprised.
On va pas lui demander pour Chaîne.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Ouais, mais justement, si tu dis, bah maintenant c'est ma femme et le prochain qui rigole, je lui mets un poing dans la gueule, là t'inquiète pas que plus personne va rire.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I've got responsibilities. And it's not like I've got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Ok. Bon. Est-ce que j'avais trouvé un refuge? Ah ouais, il y avait un refuge dans le coin. Ok. Alors, Tom.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Well, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. It would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Ok. Là, il y avait un mec, mais il n'est plus là. Par contre, j'aimerais bien aller, non, à mon refuge, par là. Alors, ça toujours pas, et ça toujours pas. Trois sérums, je pense que c'est assez utile. Alors l'endurance. Ça, putain, c'est un coût de 2000 la vache. Ça aussi. Charge. Je regrette de l'avoir pris. On peut pas... C'est dommage. Ça pareil, ça doit coûter 2000 aussi. Puis j'ai même pas le niveau. Ça aussi, je sais pas pourquoi je l'ai pris. Ah, donc il y a encore pas mal de personnes. Oh, je suis en Saint. Eh ben. Et ici j'ai soigné qu'une personne. Et ça c'est... Ça doit être là où il y a les fossoyeurs, la Sourcework. Ah oui, 500, ouais, c'est un peu loin. Alors, par là-bas. Investigation locale. Comment je peux faire pour désactiver une quête? Retrouver la commande. Retrouver la cause de la mort. Oula.
Seems like the guard of Prewan is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
Oula la vache, il a un lance-flamme. Ok, d'accord.
You leeches! Burn it, boys! Kill it all! Die, leech! Crush the leech, boys!
The wounds on this corpse are
Salopard m'a fait user
the
tous mes
result
sérums.
of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Ça a l'air d'être une zone safe. Avec beaucoup de gens. Alors.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, You'd see something that takes your fancy.
Bah allez, fais voir. Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Échantillon de sang vif. Ouais.
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy.
Good evening.
There's no need.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
He's a caretaker for the poor, is he not?
Something like that, yes.
Sorry, I don't know where he is.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. Heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
Ok, ok.
Goodbye.
Bah, bon courage.
Come and have a gander.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Ok, donc elle c'est la mère de Jack. Alors on va piller sa maison. René, je viens d'apprendre ce qui est arrivé ce soir. J'ai couru jusqu'à chez toi, mais tu étais déjà parti, alors j'ai écrit ce méchant. Est-il vrai que tu l'as tué? Je n'arrive pas à le croire. Pourquoi? Que s'est-il passé? Je dois vraiment te parler. S'il te plaît, essaie de trouver un moyen de me contacter quand tu recevras ce message. Puisque je sais que tu peux te montrer très prudent et pour te prouver que ce n'est pas un piège, nous n'aurons qu'à utiliser un code quand nous nous rencontrerons. Je chiffrerai mon nom, Jack, en morse, et tu chiffreras le tien, d'accord? De cette façon, tu sauras que c'est vraiment moi. Pour le moment, c'est une bonne chose que tu te caches, les Wet Boot Boys. Fouille tout le quartier et disent vouloir punir celui qui a assassiné un des leurs. Je suis sûr qu'on pourra trouver un arrangement pour régler cette affaire une fois que les esprits se seront calmés.
It's locked, all right.
Okay.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Do you require medical...
I'm glad.
I'll try my...
Thank you, Doc.
Je pense pas que ce soit la meilleure personne pour lui demander pour Chaîne.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh no, I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippets.
On va lui demander, mais bon.
Sean Hampton. Do you know where I might find him?
Sean Hampton, you say? Oh, the name does seem vaguely familiar, but alas, I cannot recall from where.
Je m'en doutais. Bon.
Goodbye, Miss Jim.
La porte.
Good evening, Mr. Thorpe.
Doctor!
Ah, c'est lui.
Goodbye.
Non.
And...
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Okay.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you.
Mâle blanc privilégié.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh, you want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right. Okay. No need to get all worked up.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
Well...
Ok. Je regarde s'il y a d'autres personnes avant.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Ah, c'est la sœur de l'autre.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The Sad Saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the Sad Saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he is not always sad.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Ok. Ah, Chaîne est là-bas.
Perhaps Sean knows something about him. Glad to...
Lottie, tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Miss Pam.
Et du coup, qu'est-ce qu'elle a à dire?
You again.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died, Mother worked so hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The three of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
Your sister was suffering too. I'm sure she didn't mean what she said.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
Well, I'll leave.
Bref. Alors, la bombe a explosé à l'aube. Ah oui, c'est la quête de l'autre. Dawson et Dawson. Ok.
It's locked, all right.
Au nord de Southwark.
This must be a picture of the bomb explosion Dyson Delaney spoke of.
Je vais regarder si en bas il n'y a pas un truc. Tac tac tac. Hop, c'est un peu long. Hop. Allez, bon, enfin je t'ai retrouvé. Oula.
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain?
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Ah, super.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her?
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
I will not look kindly on you if you're trying to trick me.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Ok.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right now. It's not enough.
Vampire killers in other states.
Alors, attends, il y a une quête secondaire dans le coin.
Sorry, sir. No admittance. Don't come closer.
Oh, je...
Over there! There's one of them burning. Over!
should investigate further.
Alors attends, y a plein de trucs là. À part.
It ain't human! Kill it! We will crush this beast! The power of the Lord commands you, killing all you pieces. Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work. Filthy murderous bastard! Go on! Remember you! Crawl back to the hell that spawned you! Lord, give us strength! Oh, Christ! Bloody leech! Killing all you pieces! Get a taste of this! I'll send you to hell! Want some of this? I tell you! Eat this! I'll send you to hell! I'll kill it! Want some of this? I'll put it into you! Want some of this?
Voilà.
I cannot enter. So that's it. These wheels control the water level.
Ah, il peut aller dans l'eau.
That gate should shut properly now. Ouais, ok. Ouais, ça sert à quoi? It's locked. That doesn't work.
Ah d'accord, j'avais pas vu.
thirst for blood. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
Maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again? The one they call the sewer dog?
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity. To respect the laws of Ascalon!
Ok. Putain, il est niveau 18. Hein.
The hand that crushes all. Dare challenge a dictator? Whence you vanished, I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name.
Ah putain.
Slow as a snail. Newborn, you found your death in me. For Cancer, the hand that crushes all. Foolish echo. Pissing wells! I shall crush you. Down, stay down. Return to your apothecary and needles. Your blood is now mine. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. Return to your apothecary and needles. I shall crush you. You found your death in me. Down, stay down. I shall crush you. Foolish Ekon. Return to your apothecary and needles. Your blood.
Mais
Return to your apothecary and needles. I shall crush you.
Yay. Bon, ça au moins c'est fait.
At least one skull escaped Virgil's wrath. The poor creature is bleeding to death. He cannot be far.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst. This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Egon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Scowl.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
So is it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Sean is a Scowl. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Maybe because he is the sad saint. Or perhaps because I am Old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Ok. Si je pouvais aussi trouver celui qui se cache dans les égouts.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Ok. Et salut Rimstad, comment ça va? Alors attends, avant de parler à Mémé...
You're spared enticing. How is London? I've not seen beyond these walls in such a long time.
Est-ce qu'il y a des gens avec qui parler? Ils ont tous l'air d'être inconnus. Moi ça va, ça va.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, master.
J'avance tranquillement dans Vampyr. Là je vais me farcir un gros boss.
Old Bridget says you are one to trust. The vampire. We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Bon, apparemment il n'y a personne d'autre. Par contre la Bridget là, est-ce que je peux la soigner de quelque chose? Est-ce que... En bonne santé, ok.
Oh, Bridget, allowed me to wander above some years back. It was unpleasant.
Harriet, t'es pas morte.
Hello, Harriet. You recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
Alors, comment ça va?
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Oh, c'est un petit rhume. Ça va passer.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always alone.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
Your room, the blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Ouah, juste pour ça, putain.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
It's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are similar, but not the same, Harriet.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
You sought vengeance by your own hand, and someone else obliged you. Very convenient. Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. I saw him near the docks, and rightly I wished him dead. And I am happy he is. It's true. But I didn't kill him. I was too tired.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Ok. Bon bah il est innocent au moins. Attends.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Why do you live here? Amongst filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course, our past.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the Guard of Priwen. The Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
C'est comme... merde, c'est la chanson de qui Non, c'est pas... Non, comment il s'appelle Damien Saez. Parce qu'on est jeune et con.
Can I be of service?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
Ça se trouve, c'est un vampire depuis le début, Damien Saez. Et qui parlait des jeunes et connes.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Hampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Non, c'est gentil.
Thank you, old Bridget.
Je veux dire que les devs français ont fait exprès de choisir le thème. Bah non, je pense que c'est un vrai terme. Non, il me semble que ça désigne vraiment une bête vampirique. En plus, c'est conne. Et tiens, un petit rat. C'est pas dans Witcher 3 qu'il y en a des icônes, justement? Ah, parfait, un nouveau refuge. Masse commune. Je suis pas très masse. J'ai 3000 points. Alors, je vais avoir des trucs à faire. Régénération. Allez, hop. Sérum de régénération. Ah. Allez, hop. Ah oui, parce que t'as léger. Ah, ça c'est cool, j'avais même pas remarqué. Ça. Je peux toujours pas. Et ça, non plus. Ensuite. Non. Du coup... Voilà. Tac tac tac. Le lit. Alors j'ai 3000 points. Peut-être autophagie l'améliorer. Vous essayez de changer le gain de santé instantané pour une régénération plus importante. Vous utilisez plus de sang pour vous soigner instantanément et obtenir une augmentation supplémentaire de votre régénération. Voilà. Donc soit ça soigne moins mais ça coûte moins cher. Soit... Ouais bah non en fait. Donc ça coûte plus cher mais ça soigne plus, ouais. pas de correspondance avec le terme icône. Pour moi, ça sent le terme original. Ah ouais, moi, il me semblait que moi, ça me parlait. Ou alors ça... Mais il me semblait qu'il y avait une espèce de bête vampire qui commençait par un E et que c'était un peu comme Econ dans Witcher 3. Au pire, je peux peut-être améliorer l'ulti. Allez hop. Parce qu'après tout le reste, ça part sur du 1000. Là, on part sur du 1000. 600. 600 aussi. Oh, plus de sérum. Allez hop. Les équipes... Ah, peut-être ça, ouais. Ah, ou... J'allais dire les équipes, mais non, ça c'est Knuckles. Mais il me semble, ouais, qu'il y a un nom comme ça dans Witcher 3. Mal de tête et mal de tête. Ok. Oula, lui il va pas bien. On peut le guérir, mal de tête. Dans The Witcher, il y a plusieurs classes de vampires, c'est le thème que ça rapproche plus. D'accord, ouais, c'était ça alors. Bon. Attends, je sais pas si ça a sauvegardé, donc au pire. Bah du coup, je vais m'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. J'ai bien avancé. Et donc la suite de Vampyr, ce sera lundi après-midi. Et demain soir, c'est le stream sur Sayonara Wild Heart. Voilà. Du coup, bah, je vous fais des bisous, une bonne soirée. Et à la prochaine. A plus.